Okay, on the computer. Okay, so knotting is the traditional way of doing pearls.
Yeah,
So, you know, way back when, pearls were extremely expensive. They can still be very expensive, but they're also now farmed.
right,
And
exactly. Yes.
exactly, which brings the price down considerably,
Yes.
as
Yeah.
opposed to, deep sea diving and by chance coming upon a pearl.
Yeah, that's right.
And so they used to knot them for a few reasons. One, that if a strand broke,
You
you would
lose
only
the
lose
whole
one
thing.
pearl.
Yes,
The
makes sense.
other is that knot keeps the pearl from rubbing against each other.
Okay, right.
And the shiny surface on the pearl is called nacre, Nacre.
Okay.
And it keeps the pearl from
Right.
rubbing against the other pearl and rubbing the shine off of
Right.
it.
Yes, makes
So,
sense.
it's that, and it drapes beautifully.
It
It
does,
really does. But you don't have to just do pearls.
right?
Silk is the typical fiber,
Okay.
and Griffin silk
Yes.
comes in all kinds of widths. And I had mine out here. Where did you go? Because I'm going to restring a purple color. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
here we are. Yes. Griffin silk is put out by Germany,
Yes.
and it comes in different widths.
Right.
So number 3 and 4, there really isn't a lot. We're talking like 0.10 of a millimeter. So it's
Right.
not a huge
Yes.
amount, but it comes down as thin as number 1 and goes up as thick as number 12.
Okay.
So for example, this is number 6,
Okay.
and it knots beautifully between regular stone beads.
Okay.
Let me
Yes.
brighten this up a little bit. And you choose your silk according to the size of the hole,
Okay.
not according to the overall size.
Right.
So they don't regulate the size of holes.
Oh, okay.
But the easiest thing is to take a look at whatever your pearls are strung on. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, and try to match something that size.
Okay. So
So, for
close
something
as
like this, a
possible.
3 or a 4 works great.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I have.
Yeah. So this one, for example, is a number 3. The
Okay.
difference, I didn't have a 3 in the purple, but the difference is this is half of a millimeter. This is
Okay.
point
Oh, yeah.
0.6
Point
of a
six and
millimeter.
point five. Right.
So
Okay.
it's really hair's width.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
Okay.
you can get the cords in all kinds of colors. This is
Right.
on a red,
Okay.
which I've combined with this sort of red brown. It
Oh,
doesn't show
yes.
up as red in here. But, it's one of those things that you can coordinate or contrast with whatever you're
Right.
doing.
Right.
So some of the other things that you can do, just eye candy. So for example,
Oh,
here's
yeah.
a strand of pearls, and I've done it in, just something that coordinates quite well.
Yeah.
This is a bracelet length.
Yeah.
You can use this bracelet length, attach chain to it,
Yeah.
and you have a necklace without doing an
Gorgeous.
entire necklace.
Right. Yeah, that's really nice.
And so, because you don't see what goes around the back.
That's right. That's right. So why not just,
And, if you wanted to, you could make them, you could switch around
yeah.
if you really wanted to and make it, different things that you can wear with different sizes and colors.
Yes.
Freshwater pearls come in all kinds of shapes and colors. They
Mhm.
frequently dye them. These are dyed, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
love the colors in this.
Oh, they're
And
gorgeous.
yeah, and I combine them with some
See?
2 millimeter um, rondelles.
Okay. Oh, very
Okay,
nice.
so yeah,
And
and
you've knotted them. I
I've
see.
knotted them. Yep, yep, which
Yes.
of course extends it.
That's yes.
Yep. And the endings that I'm going to be showing you are using clamshell tips.
Yes, right. I've got
And
those.
there's other ways of doing it, like with French knotting. but that does
Okay.
require sometimes reaming out and increasing the size of the hole,
Oh, okay.
which you can check on YouTube how to do that, but it is a little awkward on a computer.
Okay, sure.
Yes, because it does involve water and drilling.
Okay.
But this is typical how you would look at the ends.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
you
good.
can also do this with stone and
Okay. Oh, that's
crystals.
nice.
Oh, sorry, let me zoom out again. There we go. So this is moonstone.
Oh,
So it's
beautiful.
really nice peach overtone to it, peach and gray.
Yes. Yeah.
But I've also combined some Swarovski when
Oh,
Swarovski was
lovely.
actually putting it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
Before they stop doing that. Yeah.
exactly. But and you don't have to knot in between each and everything. So
Okay.
here I've done in groups of three. So
Okay. Oh, clever.
yeah. And this one isn't knotted terribly tight. You can see how,
Right. It's a bit
yeah,
loose.
it's a bit loose, but
Yeah.
actually this is one I could have used a thicker cord.
Okay.
So the knots went inside a little bit, but as you wear it, nobody sees
Mhm.
it.
Right. No, exactly.
Yeah. Now,
Yes.
what I'm going to work on tonight, these are amethysts, coin amethysts,
Okay. Oh, pretty.
and I love amethyst. But
Yeah.
what I did, these are really nice quality, very transparent,
Mm-hmm.
and I used white.
Okay. Oh, nice.
But I'm disappointed that you can see the white so well.
It kind
Me.
of highlights it, doesn't it?
Yeah, oops, sorry. Hold on. Let me get back here. Come on. I've got a loose connection here.
Sure.
Okay, okay, so now you're going to go back. Yes, you are. Come on.
Mhm.
Okay, let me switch back. Okay,
Okay.
now you're back. Okay. So I was just trying to there, focus it. So
Okay.
I'm going to actually put it on purple,
Oh, okay.
which I'm
Right.
hoping is going to enhance the color of the purple
Yes, it should
and
do.
make them a little bit darker.
Okay. Right.
So we'll be able to see sort of the before and after
Okay.
of
Perfect.
what it looks like.
Okay.
So it's a way that you can play with color.
Right. Yes. Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly.
So
Good.
as I say, silk is typically used. It is a natural fiber,
Hmm.
and most of it is produced by the mulberry caterpillars as they go into their
Yes.
their cocoon stage. But it's
Right.
not the only thing you can use. This is
Okay.
using Ceylon, which is a
Okay.
polyester,
Okay.
and this is a 0.5 millimeter.
Okay.
Um, and with regular stone, it creates a big enough knot that it
Yes,
doesn't
that
go
it
into
into
the
the
stone.
yeah.
So
Oh,
this
that's
is
great.
chrysocolla, and
What-
it
Super.
knotted beautifully.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yep.
Yes.
And it's all ended the same way.
Okay, with the
Yeah,
clam
yeah.
shell. Yeah.
Now, this is also a technique, though, that you can use with big hole beads and leather.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay, so let me zoom out here. So here's a necklace that I've done using big hole malachite.
Oh, beautiful.
And again, didn't put knots in between each one. I did every three.
Okay.
So this is an adjustable necklace. It
Great.
does open and close with a
Yeah.
sliding knot,
Excellent.
but you can also create a bracelet. And here I've
Oh,
used a
nice.
button and a loop.
Okay, great.
And this actually wraps around my wrist twice.
Okay.
So you can create
Oh,
stuff
that's
like that.
pretty.
Yeah. So there's
Yes.
a lot of things you can do. Where's the other eye candy here? Just some other examples of things you can do with it.
Okay.
Another example of the big hole beads.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Um, but you can also your what do you call it? Silk satin cords.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm getting a little tangled here and do the tangle. Put things away and they won't tangle as much.
That's yes. Oh, that's pretty.
So this is on satin cord, and I've done the same kind of knot. It's
Okay.
called a Solomon's bar,
Oh, wow.
and it's a macrame,
Okay.
and you're just creating knots around these two sliders, and you can slide
Okay.
them like that.
Oh, nice.
But you can create the knots between other beads. So this happens to be
Okay.
ceramic,
Right.
and I started with a knot in the middle of a length of satin cord, brought it
Okay.
through here, both ends, and then separated them.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
doing it that way. And then I've got another example here, same idea.
Mm-hmm.
So started in the middle. I happen to have a small bead that coordinated well,
Okay.
and did a little bit of knotting up and through, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
it creates a simple
That's
pendant like that.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once you've learned the knot and how to place
Mm,
it,
right. Then you have
you're home free.
unlimited. Yeah, that's
You,
right.
there's so much you can do and think of. And, you don't have to think of just even freshwater pearls. You can use glass pearls as well.
Okay. Yes.
So these are Swarovski glass pearls, but the Preciosa pearls would work just as well.
Okay. Oh,
And
yes. That's beautiful.
yeah, and no one knows.
And
No
no,
one
no, no,
knows.
no, no, that's right.
Yeah,
So, and is the other than the Solomon knot, are the other knots all the same that you use?
basically, yeah, it's the same knot that you use to tie your shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A
it's just
square knot.
over and under.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but these are just some of the colors
Okay. Oh,
that it
beautiful.
comes in. So you've got a dark red, you've got
Yeah.
greens, you've got beiges and purples and blacks,
Right.
and there's so much. And there is more than enough to do, um, depending on the length of necklace. You could do easily two necklaces and a
From
bracelet
one.
with a
Right.
card.
That
So
makes sense.
yeah, one of these cards have 2 meters on it.
Okay.
Um, these weren't bought at um, that bead lady, but you won't tell them that.
Oh, no.
No. So, and what's nice is that this already has a needle on it.
Yes, right. So you're ready to go right out
You're
of the
ready
box.
to go. When I
Yeah.
have finished and I put the balance back onto the card
Mm-hmm.
so that I can tell exactly what size it is.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So some of the things what that's all about. Now, what's nice about this is that you don't need a lot of tools.
Right.
So I'm going to just clear this up a little bit. So as I say, there's many ways of knotting things. The way I
Okay.
was shown and way that I find that I have the most control is using a pair of fine tip tweezers.
Yes, I've got a pair of those
Yeah.
here.
And I've got my purple cord. I've got
Okay.
my beads. The clamshells look like this.
Yes, I've got a couple of those here.
And what you've got the hole at the end. Let me
Yeah.
zoom in here and focus a little bit more. So you've got the hole at the end.
Right.
So what happens is at the beginning, initially it's sitting inside and going out on
Right.
this
Okay.
end. And
Yeah.
then on the other side, you're doing the same thing, but it's going in the other direction.
Right. Okay.
So it
Makes
looks
sense.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to set these aside. The other thing that I use is some size 11 seed beads.
Okay.
What I use these for is to just anchor the knot inside the clamshell.
Okay.
There is a knot inside, and you don't want the knot slipping through the hole.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So this anchors it a little bit more into
Okay.
the clamshell. This is
Yes,
just
that makes
something
sense.
else similar to that necklace, is that this is just a little bit for a bracelet.
Okay. Okay.
So if you were teaching somebody how to wear jewelry, such as a granddaughter, niece, or whomever, this is not going to cost a whole lot of money to do because
Okay.
you have a very
Yeah,
short
exactly.
length and you don't have to use sterling. but it teaches
Yes.
them now how to wear it and how to take care of it.
Right. Yes. Oh, that's really
And
pretty.
and a lot of people I find like the minimalist style.
Right. Yeah,
So
that is the
this
trendy
works
thing,
really
isn't
well
it?
for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
lovely.
now
And
are
with the
you
clamshells, sorry, are the clamshells, are they I don't know, I've tried to close them and they don't look fantastic closed. Sometimes
they
like, they look a little bit open, or
it's a practice thing.
is
It's a
it okay?
practice thing. Yeah. Yeah. So what I use is a pair of flat nose pliers.
Okay.
And I also use the round nose pliers to close the
Yep.
hook part.
The hook. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will get to those. So to get started, all you do now, so you're going to be knotting along with me, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Now, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Good. Okay. I'm left-handed, but I'm not right-handed.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to undo this
Okay, I've got my
and
here.
when it comes off the card,
Yeah.
we're not going to cut it. We're going to use the whole thing off the card.
Yes. So then the needle stays on the
The
end, right?
needle stays on the end.
Yeah.
So I'm just pulling it all off. Oh, the other thing I have here with me is some clear nail polish, and I use that to
Okay.
secure knots.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can use hypo cement.
Yes, I've got some of that, and I've
Yep.
got the E6000 too.
Yeah, E6000 is a little thick, a little
Yeah, it
hard to
does slip.
control it.
Okay, so hypo's better for that.
Yeah. So when it comes off, you're going to see it's all kinked up.
Yes.
Some people like to dampen it and let it hang. You really don't
Yeah.
need to.
Okay.
But what you do want to do is really pull it. This will not break.
Okay.
Okay. And even just by pulling it nice and hard, you can see how that's beginning to come out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's nice and straight. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're just going to go along
Okay.
and straighten it. That does a couple of things.
Yeah.
One, it straightens out the fibers,
Okay.
takes any tension out. Silk
Okay.
will stretch.
Okay.
So if
Oh,
you can take some of the tension out before you start
right.
and
Then
take
you
some
want
of that stretch,
for
it
the next
won't stretch as much.
one. Yeah. Good point.
So
Yeah, I'm surprised at how much that straightens out, actually.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was like wetting it and hanging it overnight with a weight attached to
yep,
it.
yep.
But yeah, you really don't need to go through all that, do you?
No, no, and it sort of allows you to be a little bit more spontaneity.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to
Yeah,
prep
it's like,
day
oh
ahead.
yeah, I forgot to do that.
Exactly.
Now, because this is plied or twisted, sometimes it will begin to twist back onto itself. And at that point, you just sort of hang it and let it untwist.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So you do have two ends, the end that has your needle and
Mm-hmm.
the other end, which is where we do the actual knotting.
Yes.
Okay. So the needle will never be perfectly straight because all it
Yeah,
is twisted wire.
great.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do here. Now, what else is really helpful is a pair of sharp scissors.
Oh, yes, that would be good.
So, yeah, I try to keep scissors that I use only on thread or fabric,
Okay, right.
and just so you can get a really good cut with it. So I'm going to just cut this and take off a couple of,
Ah, okay.
yeah. So because I have done this between each bead, I have to cut each one
Yeah,
off
yeah.
individually. However, it won't take long. I'm local to a bead store here in Toronto, and they frequently get some really nice gemstones. And when I saw these, it was like, oh, yes, I got to have those. So I've got a few of them off there, just 3 or 4.
That's the trick I find is getting nice gemstones, like in Canada.
Yes.
Um, so that Bead Lady is, I think, a great source.
They have some nice stuff.
Yeah.
Now, are you near Bead Zoo? Have you ever ordered from them? I think
Oh, what's
they're
that? Bead Zoo?
Beadzu.
Oh no, I haven't
And
found
I
it.
think they are in Vancouver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I must investigate that.
Yeah. There's also a gem store called Jacob's Trading in Winnipeg
Mm-hmm.
that I've heard good things about.
Okay, let me write these down.
And there's also in Alberta, Bedrock Supply. Bedrock as in Flintstones.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're actually
Uh,
known for stones and stuff. So,
oh,
yeah, the woman there is a teacher.
okay.
But yeah, she's a metalwork, Robin Cornelius,
Okay.
and she has some amazing stuff, but they also have stones.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
yeah,
And you said, sorry, Jacob's.
Jacob's Trading.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is to tie a simple knot at the
Okay.
end, about an inch or so from the end. This is on the opposite end
Yeah, of
to
the needle.
the needle.
Right.
So it's just an overhand knot like that and tie
Okay.
it tight.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm just going to add a little bit of nail polish. It does fray a little bit, so it
Okay.
does not hurt. And you don't need a whole lot, just enough just to cover it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great. Good to know.
yeah. And I'm just going to lay that on my there so it doesn't stick to my bead mat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. So you're using a bead mat.
I am
Okay.
using a bead mat. Yeah, I've got a bead on it board here that works
Yeah.
well. Okay,
Okay.
so that's already pretty well dry.
Okay.
So, do you have any questions so far? I tend to sort
No.
of
Yeah,
rattle
no,
on.
no, everything's very clear so
Okay,
far. That's good.
I'm going to just pull one bead out. It does not matter the color of your bead
Yeah,
because
now
you will not see it.
can I use a tiny jump ring instead? I don't think I have a little seed bead, but
You could
I know it has
try.
to fit inside the
Yeah,
clamshell,
it's
right?
got to fit inside the clamshell, so you like it'd have to be really teeny tiny.
Yeah, I don't think no. Okay.
Okay. That or else do two or three knots, one on top of
Okay.
the other.
Okay, I'll do that. Do I do that now then on top
Yeah,
of
do
this
that
knot?
now. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one, I guess one question I have is how do I get the knots right on top of each other? Oh, that
Oh,
worked actually.
yep,
Never mind.
yep.
Okay. Because sometimes I'll tie it and then at the last second it'll go right beside.
Oh, yes, the joys of pearl knotting. Yes.
That just happened. So
Everyone, the one thing I tell students is that pearl knotting looks easy, but it requires practice.
yes, I
Um,
can see that.
Jewelers, if you take a strand of pearls or something in, they will
Yeah,
charge $3 to $5 plus for
that's
each
for
knot.
right. Yeah, my neighbor, she said, "Oh, I just paid $100 and for a
$100 was cheap.
I know. I thought like first I thought, ooh, just for tying knots, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that would have taken a long time.
And I've just lost where did it go? Oh, it just fell to the ground and now I can't find it. Okay.
That's the
Indy,
other
what
thing is
did you
I'm
do? Yeah, I just lost
constantly
my
looking.
thread.
Oh,
Indy, did you steal my thread? Here it is. Okay. There it is.
all right.
Okay. So yeah, I teach locally for the school board, and I was doing an adult education class, and somebody
Hmm.
said, "Oh yeah, this jeweler wanted to charge me $200 to restring," and it's like,
Okay.
yeah, you might want to know why. And at
Yeah,
the end of the
because
class, he
it's
said, "Yeah, I can see
I
why."
can see why. Absolutely. A few hours of effort, probably. Or,
Yeah,
well, of course, if you
yeah.
know what you're doing, you'd be
Let's
quick.
practice it. Yeah, once you've got it, it's good. But
Right.
so we've got our knot.
Yes.
I'm going to slide on my little seed bead
Okay.
and bring it down the length of the cord to there. So there is my little anchor,
Great.
and I'm going to grab one of my clamshells.
Okay.
And on the first side, the side we're starting, we're going to go from the inside out.
Okay.
Okay. And again, just bring that through so that that knot
Yeah.
sits inside that clamshell. Give it a good pull to make sure it's not going to come out.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's happy.
It's happy. Okay. So to close this,
Mhm.
I have found it easier. The easiest way is to use a pair of flat nose pliers and hold it like this and just bring it closed.
And close it. Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Perfect. That's easy.
Yeah. And at this point, you can cut your excess off.
Yeah.
That's so because this is a natural fiber and not a polyester, you cannot singe it with a
Oh,
lighter or anything like that, like some
I've
people
tried
do.
that on a couple, and yeah, just
Yeah, no,
catches on
it
fire.
burns. It
Yeah, I
burns.
know.
Yeah. It
God,
smokes and does all
and
kinds of nasty
yeah,
things.
it doesn't look so great.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got that. I've got a little bit hanging out here, but there. So now we're ready to start. Now, this little hook will catch on absolutely everything.
Okay, so we'll close it now.
So I use my round nose pliers just to put them in like that and roll it closed.
Okay.
And this is where your jump ring and clasp will be
Right.
attached.
So perfect.
Yeah. So I don't flatten it. I just allow it to stay round.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these come in all kinds of colors.
Yeah,
Most,
mine's gold actually. That
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So this is now the working end.
perfect.
So the first thing I'm going to do is to tie a knot right where I want it. So to do that, I'm going to just get all this stuff out because I don't want anything to grab onto this. It's amazing when you start working with this stuff, all of a sudden it's catching on everything.
Everything, of course.
Yeah. So let me just zoom out here so you can see a little bit more. So I'm going to take the working end
Okay.
around my hand
Okay.
and I'm going to cross it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is on top.
Yes.
I'm
Got
going
it.
to take it off my hand and pull the working end through the loop and set
Yeah.
it down.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good.
I'm going to put my pliers or tweezers are being held in my left hand.
Okay.
I'm going to go, no, sorry, in my right hand. I'm going to go under the loop, through it,
Uh-huh.
and come out over top
Oh,
and
okay.
hold this exactly where I want
The knot.
the knot to be. So I have my pliers, the tip of the pliers,
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
Now, with my other hand, my left hand, I'm going to start slowly closing
Oh,
this, and I'm going to pull it to the side. I'm not going to wrap the knot around the tip of the pliers. I'm still
right.
holding this nice and firm. I'm going to
Yeah.
take it to the side because when I release my pliers or tweezers, I don't want it to open the knot. So
Yes.
you're going to get it as close as you can where you want it, release, and now
Uh-huh.
you're going to take your pliers or tweezers
Oh,
and
yeah.
just push that knot up against the clamshell.
Okay. Right.
Now, don't let go or don't push it until you have it where you want it,
Okay. Yep, that's right up against it.
right up against it. That's how you knot pearls.
Oh, just
Now,
like that.
just like that, the trick is to create consistent knots
Yes, right.
and knot it where you want it. So I'm going to, you can actually pre-string some of your pieces. So I'm going to just pre-string a few pieces here. Your first couple may be a little difficult to get over this part.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
but this will flatten down.
Okay.
Oh, that went over very easily. Okay. On gemstones, they sell gemstones by weight, like carat weight, just like they do gold.
Okay.
So gemstones have a very small hole drilled out,
Oh, I see, because you want
which
to,
can be, yeah, because they want as much weight as possible.
course. Yeah.
And so they work very well being strung this way as opposed to um, sometimes going on to beading wire, crimping in that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What other beading do you do?
Well, this is really, so I'm just learning, honestly.
Okay.
So I've been playing with crimp beads as
Okay.
well and trying to figure out how they work
Okay.
and yeah, so I've
Yeah.
just received the crimp beads and
Okay.
the tubes and then is it the beads that go over them?
Yeah, the crimp covers.
Crimp covers,
Yep.
yes.
I do private classes if you want me to go through it
Oh,
like this.
yes,
I
yes,
can
that,
do that. So I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. Refocus. There we go.
so you've got quite a few on there. So
Yeah.
you actually knot after the pearls are
No,
on?
I've just put them on to pre-string them.
Okay,
So now I'm going to put a knot between each and every one. So I'm just going to pull back
okay,
and move the rest out of the way. So I've
okay.
got them back sort of about 6 inches.
Yes, okay.
And I've got the rest of my cord but just hanging beside me.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes,
So
perfect.
basically it looks like that. And I'm just going to work with this. And with
Okay,
every knot I do, I'll bring down another bead.
okay.
Okay, so let me zoom back in again. And we're going to repeat the steps. So
Hmm,
again, I take my hand, I'm going to wrap it, cross it,
okay.
take it off, and bring the working end through the loop, lay it down.
Oh, yes, so the working end should be over top of yes, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so I'll just around your hand,
Yeah,
over top, through the
oh,
loop, and
right.
lay it down.
Okay, yes, easy peasy.
So when you're consistent in making your knots, they will lay
The same way.
consistently as well.
That makes
And
sense.
okay, so we're going to do this again. Take
Okay,
my tweezers under the loop,
okay.
through the loop, and
Mhm.
I'm going to grasp it
Right where you
right
want.
where I want it, which is right there beside it.
Yes.
Zoom in again. Here we go. And we're just going to take our sweet time to tighten this knot using my other hand. Get it where I want it.
Okay.
And when you have it where you want it, release the tweezers and push up.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah, sounds
How
like you're a natural.
well, I'm just seeing that the holes in my cheap little pearls I have are so big that it goes right over the knot.
Okay,
So do I need to maybe do a second knot?
you could try a second knot.
Okay. Like that and like that. Like that, that.
So you could hold the tweezers right onto the previous knot.
Onto that one, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fiddly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, oh, come down there. There. Oh,
Okay.
that's good.
Yep.
Yes.
And then we just bring down another pearl. Now, you don't have to knot between each and every. Maybe you only want
Right.
to knot each and every other one or every third. The choice is yours.
Right. Just,
Yeah.
just depending on
So,
style.
yeah, depending on what you want. So,
Yes.
okay. So
I
just,
didn't realize you'd be able to knot after you already had things strung. That is
yes. Yeah.
amazing.
So it's also handy if you happen to, that your knot doesn't sit where you want, try
Mhm.
not to tighten it right away,
Okay.
is to have a couple of needles just to tease it apart.
Oh, okay, right,
Yeah.
right. Then you can undo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but I'm just, and once you get the action and that you're
Right.
comfortable, you
Yeah,
will increase speed.
right. Okay. That makes sense.
But don't worry if your first one is not perfect.
Right.
So for example, there's three. Let me
Okay.
just bring down, there's the difference between using a dark color and the light color.
Oh, wow. That's it's funny. It still looks whitish inside,
Oh,
even
you see, yeah, you see a little bit of it,
yeah.
but the
Okay.
top one is using the white
So
thread.
yeah. No, that's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, the white thread was bothering me a lot. And it's like, okay, I'm going to use it. That and you can see it better on camera.
Right.
So
Yeah. Bonus. So even with 3 knots, my pearl is still sliding.
what kind of pearls are they? Are
Oh,
they are
these
they a
are
freshwater? Are
bags
they
no, they're not. No, they're plastic. They're just cheap
okay?
Michaels.
Yep. Yep.
Wondering if I have any.
Yeah. Then use this piece as a practice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a practice. But if I had something smaller, hmm.
Do you have any seed beads at all?
I don't have seed beads, no, but I do have a couple of other. I'm stringing one on now that I think might be smaller, have a
Hmm.
smaller hole. So let's see what that looks like. So the working end goes around through. So is this a hobby for you or is this a full-time
I'd love
thing?
it to be a full-time thing. I do design.
Oh, nice.
So I actually, the seed beading I do is more geometric.
Okay.
So for example, I'm working on an ebook
Oh, good.
and of Christmas ornaments. So here, let me just, this is the kind of stuff.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, this
Oh,
is triangular peyote. This is using brick stitch.
wow.
Um, yeah, let me see here. So cubic right angle weave. So these are all
Oh,
Christmas ornaments.
wow.
And I've also got doing a netted one. It's amazing. Do you guys just sort of tangle up by yourselves here or
They do,
what?
don't they?
They
Yeah.
do. I swear. It's like I couldn't try to do this.
That's right.
So, and then this is a netted ornament here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just stuff that I'm working
Wow.
on.
My God, that must take
It
hours.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a votive candle holder.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah. So this is a couple of the things that I'm working on. This is another brick stitch.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I'll be
beautiful.
teaching, yeah, I'll be teaching this stuff through that bead lady as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Watch for that.
So
So, and
yeah,
are you making those to sell or
I
just
can.
for your
Yeah,
own?
I can.
So could you possibly sell those for anything that would capture back your effort? Like, you know, like as a money, like
As a money maker, probably
maker,
not. Well, some people really do understand
the qual,
the
yeah,
the involvement, like the little tree probably takes a good 6 hours.
right. So you'd have
Um,
to sell that for over a
yeah,
hundred dollars
yeah.
to get any kind of,
So, but most of the time I teach it
okay.
and sell the instructions. And
Oh,
then people have the satisfaction of, doing it and teaching how to do it.
oh, that's great. Train the
So,
trainer.
pardon?
It's train the trainer,
Train
basically.
the trainer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I've got some more beads now that are a better size.
Okay.
I'm good now.
So the knots will add length to your piece. I found
Oh,
that with
yeah.
as like a 16-inch strand of pearls,
Mhm.
by the time you put knots on it and with a small clasp, it works out to over 18 inches.
Oh, wow. 2 inches of.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. And what, so you are a beader and a,
I do knitting, I do weaving.
oh, wow.
Yeah. So
It's
all in a
hobby.
one-bedroom apartment.
It must be all
All
filled
supplies? Yeah.
with supplies. Yes, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. A friend of mine also does beading, but she also does metal work, and she has a
Oh,
house.
okay.
And she came in to visit once, and she says, "Oh, this is lovely. You have a studio." And I said, "Well, yeah, it's a living room.
That's
And if
my
you want a seat," no, she called it a studio with a small seating area.
oh, perfect. And a small sleeping
And
area probably too.
yeah, and I said, "If you want a seat in the small seating area, you must give me a month's notice so I can find the small seating area."
Find it and yes.
So yeah. What do you do when you're not beading?
I work for a university.
Uh-huh.
Oh shoot, I just dropped all my seeds or my beads on the floor. So we actually live overseas in the Middle East, typically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've been there for about 12 years.
Yeah.
But we're just home now, just helping my dad out. But I'm working with them still overnight. So I work a night shift basically because it's 12 hours difference.
Right.
So I do research and data and reporting and things for them.
What kind
Um,
of research are you involved in?
academic. So a lot of ours is student facing. So
Mm-hmm.
we're the quality assurance arm of the university. So we do a lot of like student success research and
Okay.
surveys and work with the faculty
Yep.
and
Yep.
um, yeah, basically looking at how we can help predict whether students are going to be successful and can we
Okay.
help them before
Quality assurance, a lot of,
exactly
yeah.
yeah are they happy with the faculty, are they coming in with the appropriate prerequisite or
Mm-hmm.
a preparation from high school, which is increasingly the answer is no,
Mm,
especially after COVID, because after 2 years of learning on their own, it's
yeah.
not the same as being in class. So we're finding math in particular, the students are getting good grades in their high
Mm-hmm.
school math, but they don't know it
Yep.
the way students say that were taught in person know it.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Now, are you dealing mostly with Canadian students or students from
no,
around the world?
around the world, we're 50% local students and 50% expats, but primarily like Lebanese,
Okay.
Syrian, Egyptian, Jordanians, mostly those folks.
Okay. I'm just going to pause the recording because rather than,
Yeah,
yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do a short piece here to show you how to end it. I'm not doing a full piece.
yeah.
So you've got some on there. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
have your ending again,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have another seed bead or multiple, whatever has worked for you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there it is. So
Perfect.
first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to end this with a knot. So I'm just going to do this as I've done it before,
Mm-hmm.
under, through, and place it where I want it.
Right.
Okay. So on the other end, that would be the knot that I created
Yes.
after.
At the beginning. Right.
So I'm going to now slip on. I get to my needle side here. I'm going to slip on the clamshell.
Okay.
Last time we went from the inside out. This time we're going to go from the outside in.
Okay.
Okay, so, and I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to put my seed bead on at the same time.
Okay.
Bring it all down. So it's like this, and I'm bringing it down. And this, by going from the inside or outside in,
Yeah. Now
it's now reversed itself,
yes to clip.
and it's all going to sit inside the clamshell. So one more knot will finish it.
Okay.
And this for me is probably the scariest knot.
Oh, really?
This is the knot that you really want to sit where you want it.
Yes, right.
So we're going to do the same thing, under, through, and hold it. And you want to make sure that this is inside the clamshell.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a little bit harder.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
just going to bring it through, make sure it's not, we're going to wrap itself around and twist itself, get it where I want it. Ah, okay. What you can do, if it's sliding a little bit, you can take that out and just pull it back, but I'm just going to put one in there and tighten it.
Okay.
And that puts it as close as possible, and then tighten it so that it's against
Okay, yes.
there, like that. And then again, just a little daub of
Right, of the
glue or whatever you've got.
yeah. Should do
101 uses for clear nail polish.
no kidding. Who knew?
Yeah. Let it dry, but then
Okay.
you're going to do exactly what you did before. Close this up, and you can see it's not quite tight. I did sort of,
right.
but that, you know, it's at the back. No one's going to notice. And if they do notice, they better have chocolates and roses for you.
That's right, exactly.
Okay, so that's closed. I'm going to trim it nice as tight as I can. And I pulled it just a little bit. There.
Okay.
I'm going to roll this again into a loop with my round nose pliers.
Excellent.
Okay, and you want to make sure that it's closed so that, you know, because any air is an escape route.
Yeah.
And then using your, using whatever clasp you want and jump rings, you just simply attach it. So this is a magnetic clasp.
Oh yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
They're so handy.
Yep. And, but I mean, any kind of a clasp, you just attach it with your jump rings and you're all set.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Now, if you are doing something like the leather,
yeah,
it is done exactly the same way.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to start, I start with just a small button, a shank button. I
Okay.
pull it through and I just knot it, sort of double the end and knot it in place.
Okay. And that doesn't come out.
It doesn't come out. Now, I will probably put a little bit, I put a little bit of nail polish in there just to make sure. But I do find this is 1.5 mil leather, and I find it does hold itself very well.
Okay.
And at the other end, I double it back. It's a little finicky at this end,
Yeah.
but just create something that is big enough only to go over it.
Okay.
And that closes it up.
That's perfect.
Just like that.
And that doesn't stretch.
It does not. The leather will stretch a little bit, but not much. Not much at all. And that's basically how you do it. So again, you know, if you want to do something instead of a clasp, you can attach it with a small jump ring.
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, you've got the start of a necklace there. So
yeah.
And I've done
Oh,
that little bracelet the same way.
okay.
So I've got the, just around and joining it with a jump ring.
Yeah.
I do like to attach a jump ring to it.
Okay.
And that is for safety reasons. If I
Oh,
attach it to here and you catch it on something,
okay.
the
It's
jump
going.
ring will let go. The jump ring
Okay.
will open up as opposed to maybe a chain not opening or breaking something in here.
Okay.
So
So you want it to
I want it to release.
release.
So for
Okay.
example,
Okay.
here I did not do it. Okay, here I'll do it here. So I'll just pull this. So
Yeah.
this will
Oh,
open up,
wow. Oh my God. Okay.
okay?
Yes.
Which means
Yeah,
I can close this up again
that's right.
and fix it. Or the jump ring will open. But you want to just to make sure that it is safe. I think the
Oh,
whole thing came off. Yeah, there it is. So both of these sides open.
okay. I
Yeah.
was thinking the opposite, that you wanted to make sure those never opened so that people didn't
Well,
lose them.
you don't want them to open. Ideally, the jump rings will open, but I guess the jump rings are a little stronger than
Stronger
these.
than, yeah,
Yeah. Sterling silver is quite soft.
right.
Now,
Yes.
the other thing I didn't show you yet is that you can play. We have been working with the putting knots really close.
Okay.
You can leave space.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
So this is your standard stuff
Wow.
with pearls.
Oh, very
What
nice.
I've done, I've used the knots to define spaces
Yeah,
here.
right. But how do you measure? I mean, it's just, are you eyeballing or how are you measuring?
No, no.
No. Oh,
These are little
oh,
sponges. So if you have
oh, so
those tile
clever.
sponges and you have the outside edges, I just
Okay.
simply cut them off because
Yeah.
I wasn't using them.
Sorry,
Put a
what
little
kind of sponges
slit
are
in
these?
them and you can
What?
use it as a spacer.
Oh, clever. Sorry, what kind of sponges are those?
It's where you've got the tiles, the kind you put on the floor to walk on.
Oh, yeah.
That's yeah, the edges around them. Um, how do I
I don't,
explain it? Here,
yeah.
I'll be right back. I know what to show you. Hold on.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Where'd you just tossed my, oh, because their holes are too big. So I had to switch to little, because the knots went right through the middle of it. Oh, those things. Yes.
So the tiles that I have are 24 by 24.
Right. Yes.
So these are the parts along the edges
Right. That you don't need.
that you
Gotcha.
don't need.
Okay.
So
And
what
how
I've
do you
done
go?
is simply cut those up.
Uh,
There's the other
oh,
side.
yeah. Here they are. Okay.
And so it's the width of this
That
that
you're
stays
gonna cut right
consistent.
there. Ah, so smart.
And you can actually buy this stuff for it's expensive. And it's like,
Oh,
I
you
don't
can just
I
make
don't
it.
do that if I don't have to.
Yeah,
So
no
what you
kidding.
do is you're going to create your knot same as before,
Mhm.
pull the working end through,
Right?
and I'm going to just slide this on. I've just got a little slot
Okay.
that I've
Yeah.
cut with an X-Acto knife. Put it in there,
Ah, slide it up.
slide it up, and at this point, I can
Yep.
create my knot just like
Right.
I've done before,
Yeah.
through, under, through, and hold it where I want it, right
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
Through in, and start tightening it
Yeah.
until where I want it.
That's perfect. And then take it off.
There's my space, and I bring down two more
Clever.
and tie
Oh, that's
another knot.
beautiful. Yes.
So when you have stuff that, if you want to show off the color,
Right.
and if you don't have a whole lot,
Yeah,
this
you can
extends
space it out
it.
and it
And
does.
and
And it's, yeah, it's like that minimalist look anyway.
yeah,
So
very, very casual.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And then you would just end it same as you do before
Right.
on both ends and whatever, if add chain or add your clasp, do whatever. So yeah, It's just another way of doing it. And I just store it onto
Back onto the
the
card.
piece, yeah, the
Yeah.
card. I have more to add here, but yeah,
Okay.
but we'll
Ah,
see what happens.
so good.
Oh,
Okay.
just something to play with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm just going to switch cameras here. So yeah,
Okay.
so that's basically how you do all of this.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah,
that's great.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
I'm
So
going to
this is
stop the
how I set
recording.
it up.